Hello, friends. I, um, I'm not actually sure that this is working. I'm going to pause for a moment. Friends. I, I'm not actually sure that this is working. It is working, but I cannot keep, um, I cannot keep YouTube open on my computer and live stream at the same time because I'm using the same technology. And normally when I go live, I don't show the cards like I feel called to do today. So I use my phone to watch the chat and such. But that's not going to happen today. So um, please be kind. Um, and this is very spontaneous chat and live as well, honestly. And I've very much had some resistance uh, to it. I have not, uh, I have, I have not necessarily wanted to do this, and I keep being called and hearing that that this is in fact something that I and these cards, these decks, through my voice, want to be sharing. Um, and as part of the intention around Group Tarot's YouTube channel is centering education. I am going to use the decks in front of us to test and see see if they agree that they to see if they agree. And so I am going to start with the Elke Oracle and ask this deck what energy will be most beneficial for me to bring to our reading today. And on top, we have Enid, she who doubts, fear, wariness, trust. I'll use both cameras since I don't know which one that your eye will gravitate towards more. Well, that's for sure. I am quite doubting that I, with my uh, privilege and ethnobiography, is one who should be talking about Israel and Palestine at all. And at the same time, I have friends who are Israeli in there. I have friends who are Jewish. I have friends who are Palestinian. I have friends who feel that Egypt and parts of the Red Sea are their home. And I have been feeling their stories and grief and diasporas a lot. And tarot is a tool of healing. And the friend of mine who is currently in Israel, what she asked for was for the healers of the world to send their healing energies towards her part of the world. And so that is my intention here today, to see what the cards have to say, to invite some of our beloved dead whose numbers are just growing and growing as Palestine is shelled. And underneath all of this is she who regrets battle, victory, and bitterness. Ooh. For even when fighting and violence is understandable or justified, there is still loss of life. Even when people win, people die. Land, animals, plants. So, in the beloved dead oracle, there is a seat that is literally a chair. And what the creators of this deck have invited is that if you are going to use this deck to invite or try and speak with your beloved dead, that you can literally give them a seat at the table. So I am looking for that chair to give them a seat at the table should they want to be here. So so in preparation for this time together, I made myself a hot chocolate to bring some sweetness and grounding for myself. In the back, on the ledge behind me, I have one small glass for the spirits of brandy that they asked for, and I have one small glass of water for shadow. And that practice comes from one of my teachers, Rain Crow, who invites us to put out a glass for shadow because it is always there. And so I'm sitting right now thinking and feeling into what wants, is this, unlike tarot readings that I normally do, and certainly this is, it is highly unlikely that this is ever what you would bring into your business. I work to listen and support in the ways that are asked. And so the ways that I have been asked to support Israel and Palestine has been through healing and sending out healing energies and healing messages. And so what I'm doing right now is I am formulating and feeling into how these decks, Tarot for Alchemical Transformation by Daniela Malusius Forster, how the Sacred Sisterhood Tarot, this is a new deck to me and I forget its creator right now, but I will link in the comments, and Gentle Creatures Wisdom deck created by Arwen Lynch Poe and Dan May. How they want to share healing. And I am giving thanks to this land that I am on and the fact that I can be here. I can be here healthy and whole, using technology to reach and share that is not available to everyone and is not available to Palestinians right now without electricity. So one of the books I'm reading right now is Rachel Pollack's Walk Through a Forest of Souls. And sometimes, and one of the things that I just read recently was her talking about how sometimes when she doesn't know quite what the question is, she goes to the cards. So I think that is an excellent place to start of going to the cards. So the Eight of Cups. What a beautiful illustration of this card, of climbing that challenging rock face. So in some ways, the question and the healing and some possible healing are in balance. My eye is captivated by the one cup that is balanced on top of the other two. And our climber is literally using that top cup as her step up. to be able to make that very high handhold, to be able to stretch and make that wide foothold. How we climb is not always just supported by other people, it's supported by other things, by the different types of nourishment that we have and the water that we share. Interesting. So both cards that come up one after another are about helping people reach heights that they couldn't reach by themselves, of lifting each other up, of lifting each other's voices up, of the physical work, both for the food cultivation here in this particular Six of Pentacles, which is interesting because sometimes this card is nicknamed nostalgia. And almost, if anything, if this is about a simpler time, it's almost about the play, about the helping people reach for the food, reach for the skies, the practice. The practice. For part of healing comes in practice. Part of grieving comes in practice. And the Ten of Cups, remember that even in grief and challenging situations and war, although having not been directly affected, I don't know that I can actually speak to that. That there is family of love, global family. That there is hand-holding and cleansing in large bodies of water, whether it's lakes or rivers, the Red Sea, the Mediterranean. Whatever body of water is close to me personally. And I'm really to that, reaching out to that one person, me making sure that Renat is still alive, me checking in with Hatem to see what his friends and community need. That those small reach outs are something, and they might not feel like much. But I am reminded of the story of the small child who goes to a beach and sees the beach strewn with small baby turtles, and the sea has receded so far that the little baby turtles cannot make it all the way to the ocean without help. And he goes one, and the small child, um, gender is um, neither here nor there. This is something for all bodies, all genders. The small child picks up the small turtle and takes it out to the sea one by one. And an adult comes walking by asking, what difference does that make? There are going to be all of these turtles that die. And the small child looks at the adult and said, and who has picked one up in its hands. It says, it matters to this one, places it out in the sea. When I was in City Kids Rep doing social justice theater in high school, one of the sayings at City Kids is each one reach one, each one teach one, each one bring one unto the sun. And sometimes it is just making a difference in that one person's life and sending that little bit of love and that little bit of healing to the one person you know, to listening, to giving food or going rock climbing, or or sharing a drink of water, or going skinny dipping to wash it all away and wash yourself clean, and in doing so visualizing the clarity and love and support and community support that all of us deserve. And some of us get it, and some of us don't. Is there anything that we can let go of to help healing flow more strongly? We can let go of the Knight of Swords. We can let go of any tendency that we might have, especially if for anyone watching this who is also white. We can let go of white savior complexes. We can let go of the desire to go in and fix things. Sometimes it can't be fixed. Sometimes the people are just dead. And there is grieving to do and to hold and to feel and to move. And that's okay. That's okay. Being vulnerable and naked and unsure with each other is okay. So let go. So we can let go of the need to fix things. We can let go of any white savior complexes. We can let go of wanting to be the knight in shining armor, rushing to the rescue of the poor, insert person, peoples there. We can let that go. And what we can bring in is play. You may be watching this wondering, why in the world is Kate tearing up even more when the card that says play on it comes up? She works in theater. She works in tarot, both of which are rooted in games and play and joy. And the reason is because this is the card that came up the week my father died. And when I was a child, I had this lovely red wagon that he would pull me around in. And of course, now, as I'm doing this live just a few days before Halloween, a few days before Samhain, regardless of whether you celebrate Samhain on October 31st or this year, November 7th, I feel my ancestors and my personal beloved death very close. And this card, probably forever now, will also have the memories and energy of my father and my childhood. And so part of what we can welcome in is both a sense of play and playfulness and curiosity, but also our own willingness to sit in paradox and accept it, and accept the juxtapositions that are life. And I'm sure that one day I will look at this card with a sense of joy and joy and jovialness. And I do have bits of nostalgia and memory. And so, but this live, these readings here today are for greater healing of the world. And part of how we have greater healing for the world is making sure that each of us does our shadow work, our grieving work, so that we can be the ones we are waiting for, as the song says. For we are the rising tide, we are the change, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are dawning, we are the rising sun. We are the change, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are dawning. May you find the songs that Help your spirit and your body climb. May you find the harmony with others. To be able to reach those sweet fruits and those sweet notes through whatever it is that you are personally going through, and how your friends, loved ones, and community members need. Remember to listen to their needs and to give it as best, as gently, and maybe as playfully as you can. Thank you, spirits.